When most people hear the word Jamaica, a few familiar images instantly come to mind: endless reggae rhythms, the smell of marijuana, dreadlocks blowing in the wind, and colorful Rastafarian flags. But Jamaica is much more than that, and those first impressions barely touch the surface of what this island truly represents. In this video, we explore the side of Jamaica that most travelers don't see in travel brochures, yet it's the very reason they end up falling in love with this country. The real Jamaica is not only about its music and beaches, it's about how life feels here, how people move, how they talk, and how everything somehow blends into one rhythm that captures the soul. It's about the beauty that lives next to the struggles, the laughter that sits beside the heat, and the culture that tells stories older than modern tourism itself. Jamaica is one of those places that makes you feel alive, even if you've never been there before. It's not because of perfection, but because of personality, raw, warm, and unforgettable. Jamaica sits in the heart of the Caribbean Sea, the third largest island in the region, just south of Cuba and west of Haiti. Its location gives it one of the most diverse landscapes among Caribbean nations, from white sand beaches that stretch for miles to lush green mountains that hide rivers and waterfalls. The country covers about 10,990 square kilometers, making it small enough to explore within days yet large enough to surprise you at every turn. The climate is tropical, with warm temperatures year-round, and while rainfall can vary, it's generally sunny most of the time. The island's weather is one of the reasons travelers find it so irresistible. Even during the rainy season, the showers come and go quickly, leaving behind fresh air and clear skies. Jamaica's geography makes it easy to switch from a beach day to a hike through coffee-growing hills in just an hour or two. That kind of natural variety adds to the country's addictive charm. With a population of around 3 million people, Jamaica may be small, but it carries a massive cultural presence in the world. The majority of Jamaicans are of African descent, tracing their roots back to enslaved Africans brought to the island centuries ago. Over time, this history created a unique cultural blend with European, Indian, and Chinese influences also contributing to Jamaica's identity. The official language is English, but most locals speak in patois, a vibrant Creole that sounds musical to foreign ears. It's not just a way of talking, it's a reflection of how Jamaicans think: expressive, confident, and deeply emotional. Travelers quickly notice that conversations here are never dull, whether you're talking about politics, sports, or just the weather. This blend of languages, skin tones, and traditions makes Jamaica a living story of resilience and creativity. Religion plays a big role in Jamaica's identity, shaping its morals, lifestyle, and even its famous music. Christianity is the dominant faith, with many people belonging to Protestant denominations, but the Rastafari movement is the one most outsiders recognize. Rastafari is not just a religion but a way of life that promotes peace, unity, and connection to African roots. Though only a small portion of Jamaicans are Rastafarian, their influence on art, fashion, and spirituality is massive. Apart from these, there are also Muslims, Hindus, and other faith groups who practice freely across the island. Religion here isn't just about worship, it's about community and belonging. You'll see people dressed in their Sunday best walking to church, and you'll hear gospel music filling the streets. For travelers, this strong sense of faith offers insight into how deeply connected Jamaicans are to their values and traditions. When it comes to famous people, Jamaica's global influence is undeniable. The island has produced some of the world's most recognizable figures, from the legendary Bob Marley, whose music became a global symbol of peace and rebellion, to Usain Bolt, the fastest man alive who continues to represent Jamaican excellence in athletics. There's also Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, a sprinting icon, and countless reggae artists, cricketers, and cultural ambassadors who carry Jamaica's spirit to every corner of the world. For such a small island, its contributions to music, sports, and art are extraordinary. Travelers often visit Kingston to explore the Bob Marley Museum or attend live performances that celebrate this cultural pride. It's a place where talent and ambition meet creativity, and almost every Jamaican believes that greatness can come from anywhere, even a small island in the Caribbean Sea. Jamaica's affordability depends on how and where you travel. Luxury resorts can be costly, especially in tourist-heavy areas like Montego Bay or Ocho Rios, but beyond those polished zones, Jamaica can be surprisingly affordable. Local guest houses, street food stalls, and community tours offer a chance to experience the real island without spending too much. Travelers often say that once you step outside the resort gates, you get better food, more genuine interactions, and a sense of freedom money can buy. Public transportation is cheap, local taxis are everywhere, and markets sell fresh fruits and meals at reasonable prices. Of course, the cost of living for locals is higher compared to wages, but for foreign visitors, Jamaica offers great value, especially if they blend with locals and avoid overpriced tourist traps. For many, one of the biggest questions before visiting Jamaica is safety. Like anywhere else in the world, there are areas that are perfectly safe and others that require caution. Tourist destinations are generally well protected, with visible police presence and local guides ensuring visitors enjoy themselves without issues. Crime does exist, particularly in some inner-city areas of Kingston, but travelers rarely encounter trouble if they use common sense and respect local customs. The biggest danger for most visitors might be crossing a busy road or spending too long in the sun without hydration. Jamaicans value respect above all. Being polite and friendly goes a long way. Travelers who treat locals with kindness almost always receive the same warmth back, and that's what makes the country feel so welcoming despite its challenges. The people of Jamaica are easily the most addictive part of the experience. They're confident, funny, expressive, and often brutally honest, qualities that make conversations with them memorable. Jamaicans have a way of making you feel seen, whether they're joking, debating, or helping you find your way. Their accent, rhythm, and hand gestures turn even a simple chat into something entertaining. What stands out most is their pride in their music, their food, and their survival. They face daily struggles but carry themselves with dignity. That authenticity draws travelers in because it's real. You can't fake Jamaica's personality. It's something that comes from generations of strength and unity. When it comes to food, Jamaica is pure flavor. The island's cuisine mixes African, Indian, and European influences, resulting in dishes that are spicy, smoky, and full of character. Jerk chicken is the star, but there's also curried goat, oxtail, fried plantains, and the national dish, ackee and saltfish. Travelers can safely enjoy street food as long as it's freshly cooked, which it usually is. Local vendors take pride in their cooking, and many have been doing it for decades. Fresh juices, coconut water, and patties are sold everywhere, making it easy to eat well without worrying about food poisoning. Jamaica's food culture reflects its people, bold, colorful, and full of heart. The beaches are what draw most visitors first, and they rarely disappoint. Negral's 7 Mile Beach is famous for its soft sand and clear water, while Treasure Beach offers a quieter, more local feel. Montego Bay combines luxury with energy, and Port Antonio remains one of the most naturally beautiful corners of the island. What makes Jamaica's beaches special isn't just the scenery, it's the life happening around them. You'll see kids playing football, fishermen preparing their nets, and music floating from nearby bars. Some beaches are crowded, others are hidden gems you find by accident, but all of them share the same laid-back charm that defines Jamaica's coastlines. Beyond beaches, there's a lot more to explore. Dunn's River Falls remains one of the island's top attractions, where visitors can climb natural limestone steps surrounded by tropical forest. The Blue Mountains offer hiking trails, coffee tours, and breathtaking views of the island. There are also hidden rivers like the Martha Brae and natural lagoons that glow at night. Jamaica's nature feels wild yet gentle. It invites you to explore without needing a guidebook. Travelers who take time to see the countryside often say that the real beauty of Jamaica lives outside the tourist centers, where locals welcome you with simple hospitality and endless stories. The weather is one of Jamaica's best gifts to travelers. The island stays warm throughout the year, averaging around 27 degrees Celsius, and even the rain feels refreshing. The rainy seasons are short, usually between May and November, with quick showers that don't last long. Hurricane season does exist, but serious storms are rare. The sea remains warm enough for swimming year-round, making Jamaica a perfect escape for travelers seeking consistent sunshine. The climate is one reason people keep coming back. Even if you visit during the wet months, there's always a bright day waiting right after the clouds pass. Transportation in Jamaica can be an adventure in itself. Public minibuses and route taxis connect most towns, though they can get crowded and unpredictable. For visitors, renting a car offers freedom, but driving requires patience. Traffic rules can feel more like suggestions here. The roads are scenic but sometimes bumpy, especially outside the cities. However, local drivers are skilled, and if you prefer comfort, private drivers or organized tours are widely available. Moving around the island gives you a real sense of its scale and diversity. From busy city streets to quiet rural corners where goats cross the road as if they own it. The nightlife in Jamaica carries its own charm. From beach bars playing old-school reggae to lively dancehall clubs in Kingston, the island never really sleeps. The energy at night feels different, a mix of relaxation and rhythm. Locals love to dance, and visitors are always invited to join in. Drinks are often local, with rum taking center stage, and the conversations flow easily. Jamaica's nightlife isn't about luxury, it's about vibe. You can wear slippers, hold a red striped beer, and still feel like you're part of something bigger, a collective enjoyment of life itself. The economy of Jamaica relies heavily on tourism, agriculture, and remittances from abroad. While visitors see a lively and colorful nation, locals often face challenges with unemployment and the high cost of living. Yet despite these issues, Jamaicans remain remarkably optimistic. They hustle, create, and find ways to make things work. That spirit of resilience is something travelers notice quickly. It's what gives Jamaica its heart. Even when things aren't easy, you'll still see smiles, laughter, and creativity everywhere. For travelers interested in culture, Jamaica offers a deep and rich experience. Festivals like Reggae Sumfest and Jamaica Carnival fill the streets with music, dance, and color. The island celebrates its independence every August with parades and performances that showcase pride and unity. Visitors can learn traditional crafts, watch cricket matches, or join cooking classes to understand local life. Everywhere you go, art and expression are part of the scenery, murals on walls, handmade jewelry, or just a tune played by a random guitarist by the road. Culture here isn't presented, it's lived. Healthcare and hygiene are important topics for any traveler, and Jamaica generally performs well in these areas. Public hospitals are accessible, and private clinics provide quality care for visitors. Drinking tap water is safe in most urban areas, and bottled water is easily available everywhere. The food is cooked fresh, and fruit markets sell seasonal produce at low prices. Travelers are advised to wear sunscreen, stay hydrated, and protect against mosquitoes in some rural zones. But overall, Jamaica remains a healthy and safe destination when approached with basic precautions. Every country has its downsides, and Jamaica is no exception. Traffic in major cities like Kingston can be heavy, especially during peak hours. The tropical climate means heat and humidity can get intense for those not used to it. Internet speeds can vary depending on location, and certain tourist areas can feel overpriced. Yet these are small inconveniences compared to the island's rewards. Jamaica's flaws don't define it, they just make it human. Travelers who come expecting perfection may struggle, but those who come seeking authenticity will find exactly what they're looking for. What keeps travelers addicted to Jamaica isn't one single thing, it's the mix of everything. It's the kindness of strangers, the rhythm of everyday life, the smell of fresh rain on tropical soil, and the easy laughter that fills every conversation. It's how the country feels personal, even to a visitor. Every journey here becomes a story worth retelling, not because everything went smoothly, but because it felt real. People return not just for beaches or food, but for the warmth that stays with them long after they've left. In the end, Jamaica stands as one of the Caribbean's most captivating destinations, not because it tries to be perfect, but because it's unapologetically itself. It's a place where culture, history, and nature meet in harmony, and where every traveler finds something different to love. Some come for relaxation, others for music, others just to feel free for a while. Whatever the reason, most leave with the same feeling, that Jamaica has a piece of their heart they can't quite explain. That's what makes it addictive. Not the cliches, not the postcard views, but the real, living spirit of the island and the people who call it home. Beyond the postcard images and the tourist headlines, there's a rhythm to Jamaica that is stitched deep into its daily life. When you step into one of its towns, whether in Montego Bay or Mandeville, you notice that everything seems to have its own timing. People are never really in a rush, yet somehow, everything gets done. Street vendors call out their prices with energy, buses honk in their own language, and in between it all, the sound of laughter fills the air. This isn't a place that forces you to slow down, it naturally makes you. There's a strange peace that comes from that pace, like the country has learned that life doesn't need to be complicated to be fulfilling. It's not laziness, it's contentment, and it's contagious. One of the things that stands out most in Jamaica is its sense of pride. Whether it's through music, food, or the way people speak, Jamaicans carry their identity with confidence. You hear it in the accent, in the slang, and even in how people walk. This is a nation that knows its story, one built from struggle, slavery, independence, and creativity. From the days of the Maroons who fought for freedom in the mountains to the cultural powerhouses like Bob Marley who carried Jamaican spirit across the globe, you sense that resilience everywhere. It's not forced patriotism, it's natural pride, the kind that doesn't need to be shouted because it's already understood. Then there's the way Jamaica mixes modern life with tradition. In one moment, you can see young people filming dance challenges on the beach, and in the next, a group of elders under a tree reasoning about life, politics, and faith. Rastafarian culture, though often misunderstood by outsiders, is a living part of the island's identity. It's more than just dreadlocks or reggae, it's a philosophy that values peace, natural living, and spiritual connection. You'll find its influence everywhere, from the red, green, and gold flags hanging on porches to the humble little food stands that serve simple, healthy meals. It's a reminder that in Jamaica, spirituality is not confined to church walls, it breathes through everyday life. The weather in Jamaica is as much a character as the people. It's the kind of heat that slows your steps but warms your spirit. Mornings are usually bright, afternoons might surprise you with sudden rain, and evenings settle into calm, breezy silence. Even when it rains, there's something refreshing about it. Locals say it cools the island's temper. It's the kind of climate that allows everything to grow, the fruits, the smiles, and even the music. Maybe that's why the island always feels alive. Every day feels like a new verse in a song that never ends. But like every country, Jamaica has its sides that travelers need to understand. Some areas face challenges like traffic congestion or limited infrastructure outside major towns. The roads can be rough in rural areas, and sometimes, public transport doesn't always follow a clear schedule. But Jamaicans have mastered the art of flexibility. Plans might shift, but life moves on. When it comes to safety, like anywhere in the world, being mindful matters. There are parts you might want to avoid at night, not because Jamaica is dangerous by nature, but because, like any developing country, inequality still exists. Yet even with that, most travelers will tell you the same thing: thieves never felt unwelcome, and most encounters with locals turn into laughter, help, or a story worth remembering. The affordability of visiting Jamaica depends on how you travel. The island offers both luxury and simplicity. You can stay in 5-star beachfront resorts where every sunset looks like a movie scene, or in smaller guest houses run by families where you're treated more like a relative than a guest. Street food is cheap and flavorful, and even local taxis, though sometimes unpredictable, get you where you need to go. It's a country where comfort isn't defined by money, but by experience. Those who come with an open mind often find that Jamaica gives back much more than it takes. When it comes to food, Jamaica's menu tells its story. You'll find jerk chicken sizzling on roadside grills, curry goat slow-cooked till tender, and patties sold from small bakeries that somehow taste different in every town. But there's also ackee and saltfish, the national dish, which locals eat with pride, though its main ingredient, ackee, can be toxic if not prepared correctly. It's a reminder that Jamaican cuisine is bold and fearless, built on knowledge passed through generations. Hygiene in food spots is generally fine, especially in busy areas, and travelers rarely have issues. What matters most here is freshness. Most of what you eat comes straight from the sea or the soil. Then come the beaches, the part of Jamaica that postcards can't fully capture. Negral's 7-mile beach stretches with golden sand and waters that reflect the sky's every mood. Port Antonio hides secret coves where you can swim alone, while Treasure Beach offers peace far away from crowds. But beaches in Jamaica aren't just tourist attractions, they're community spaces. On weekends, families bring food, music, and kids who play until sunset. You realize the ocean here isn't just scenery, it's part of people's lives. It's where joy, work, and rest meet all in one. What really keeps people coming back, though, isn't just the beauty, it's the spirit. Jamaica has a pulse that draws you in. It's the mix of rhythm and resilience, peace and energy, chaos and calm. You feel it in the way a stranger greets you, in the way the sea breeze hits your face, in the way the music never really stops. It's a country that reminds you how to live, not by rules or routines, but by moments. Maybe that's what makes Jamaica so addictive. Not because it's perfect, but because it's perfectly real.